Gregory, that child that just moved in, is so adorable.
My Catherine, you certainly know quality when you see it.
Oh, I've just got to get some of that blood.
Now, let's not be hasty.
So lively and spirited. Oh, your mother will be thrilled.
Indeed, she will. But remember, Catherine, neither dead nor alive. Catherine, are you listening to me?
Don't worry. This time I'll make sure there's no escape.
Spirited. But how long will I be able to hide this secret from Mama? Can't you just be quiet?
I'm so hungry.
Oh dear. Why can't you just be quiet? You're upsetting our guest.
I hope you can get out soon. Yes.
Moving right along. Now to get ready to receive the new guests.
My dolly. Give it Why are you lying down? Are you sick again?
My son told me you weren't feeling so well. Too bad. What a shame.
Hola, amigo. It's been a while.
How dare you trample on my brother's feelings like that?
Adios, señorita. May you be happy someday.
So as we start our second night at Gregory's hotel, it appears that there are some malevolent machinations going on behind the scenes. And what makes matters a bit more interesting is that it appears that Gregory is not the mastermind here, and it is quite possibly his mother.
Are you listening to me?
Though, our main issue right now is that we don't have one guest to deal with this time around, but instead a trio of new guests. And while we can approach them in any order we see fit, I think before we make ourselves known, it's time to do a little bit of information gathering. And what better place to start gathering information than with the owner himself, Gregory, who should be waiting for us at the front desk. And while he doesn't really give us any information about the guests themselves, he does give us some information on the upper floor that is now open to us. Seems that it is split up into a west and east side, with the west being more luxurious and the east being, let's say, slightly less so. And in addition to that, there is also a bar upstairs that can cater to our more intimate moments, which is a little bit uncomfortable to say the least, considering what we saw Gregory doing last time with his little intimate moments. But I suppose that's as good a place as any to start, with the first floor, I think as the game calls it. A little bit confusing as an American. I think normally the first floor is the ground floor to us, and yeah. Just another little piece of that European flavor that the game has to offer. Still, I assume this must be the luxury side. Though, well, there is a little bit of a problem. Yeah, we have not picked up the first floor map just yet, so that is going to be the first thing to do while we're up here. And considering we don't know where it might be, let's probably just start searching the rooms in order. Now, nothing really springs up in this room, minus all the knives on the wall. And yeah, we are not going to be able to get into this room just yet. And I think this second door is supposed to be the primary luxury suite, though the sheer sheen off of it is almost blinding. Yeah, I get the feeling that the interior decorator must have had a real Midas touch. Though, yet again, still blocked off to us. No, the primary reason that we came to the luxury side first is for the final room here. Overall, not anything too majestic. Definitely not plated in gold. Just seems to have a little bit of reading material for us to pick up. While the first book seems a bit interesting, it's the second one that is our main focus. Because instead of being a book, it is the first floor map. Now, the layout isn't really our primary usage for the map. Instead, it's going to be to figure out the placement of the people and where they might be while they're up here. And I guess since we have finished up the luxury side, we might as well go ahead and take a little stroll over to the less luxurious side. Making sure to take in this lovely vista from the veranda. It's the courtyard we'll get to soon enough. But yeah, the less than luxurious side was it's not really an exaggeration. Though it does afford us our first opportunity to meet one of the new guests. Maybe we should see what's wrong with this poor little lost doll.
Give me back my dolly. My dolly. Doll she's looking for is me.
That was certainly an interesting horror show, though it seems to have caused us a little bit of a special condition. Yeah, you can see there along the top of the pause menu that we are struck with nervousness, and there are quite a few afflictions over the course of the game that we can get. Nervousness is not too bad, it just cuts down on what healing we can get from items, though question is, how are we going to deal with that lost doll? And also, why is Neko Zombie out of his room? Well, that's not Neko Zombie talking. Yeah, it seems to be one of the new guests that we haven't met yet. Seems though that he has completely disappeared. Well, I guess guess that's for the best. Our main focus right now is trying to figure out this problem with the lost doll. And, well, there are a few options we can turn to for some information, though I think for right now, Gregory is still going to be a good source. Because while we haven't seen it just yet, Gregory does have a little bit of additional information that is pretty pertinent to each one of the guests. I think you just have to talk to him probably 3 or 4 times to really get through all of his other dialogue. Though it's always a good idea to peek in to get a little bit of idea what's going on with him.
Moving right along.
Now, it's a bit confusing because he mentions a second floor, and as far as I know, there is no other upper floor. So I can only assume he's talking about the first floor. It also seems that there is a general shop in the hotel. I don't think we've seen that just yet, but I'm assuming by his mentioning it, it must be open for business. And this is that additional information I was referring to.
Who would you like to hear about?
Yeah, we can learn some pretty useful information about each one of the guests, though in this case we will learn about the lost doll. Now, the lost doll is a very interesting guest, as it probably doesn't have an inherent evilness to it outside of its more dangerous alternate face. And instead, it's just constantly looking for this unforeseen doll that in reality is its own self. Now, while we can't tell her this because she probably wouldn't believe us, I think we might be able to find a replacement doll for her. First, though, I want to go ahead and clean up in here, though not in the sense that Gregory is doing. Instead, picking up a few items of interest, such as this very hard to spot mushroom. Because now that we are suffering from afflictions, we'll want to keep an eye out for any of these items that may cure our conditions, though we're not suffering from melancholy right now. What we are suffering from is very low health, so let's pop back to the room real quick. And a good, easy means to heal ourselves up is to go ahead and read a book. Now, normally, I said before, we're not going to really see reading in the future, though. Yeah, this book's subject matter kind of piqued my interest. As you can probably tell, you are still suffering from the state of nervousness. There's one primary means to get rid of each one of the afflictions, and a secondary means to get rid of any and all afflictions, though both can be a little bit difficult to really figure out. Also, this wasn't here before. Now, from what I've been able to gather, these figurines that show up in the room are only supposed to show up, I think, after you fill in all the events in your memo book for that said character. I don't think we've done that with Gregory, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure. For now, though, on to the store. The store is right here in the main lobby. I wonder what kind of wonderful items it has in store for us. indeed, there is an assortment of bric-a-brac, knickknacks, and accoutrements in Gregory's Horror Shop. I would even call this a quaint little shop of horrors. Still, there is a little bit of a snag with buying things in Gregory's shop. Now we see all the available categories, but we want to hit up the About the Shop first because Gregory's shop works on a little bit of a barter system. Each one of the items that we can pick up in the game has a set value to it, and to get an item from the shop, we have to trade him for an item of equal value. So if we take a quick look at the medicines here as a point of example, we can see he has every item to cure every possible ailment we could get. And underneath each one of those, we can see off to the right, there is a symbol of 2 stars. So if we wanted to get any one of these items, we would have to trade him, well, one item of 2 star worth, or, 2 items that are 1 star apiece. He also has a fine selection of books that are only available from his shop. Our real main point of interest here, though, is the sundries, because under that category is a nice, new, lovely doll. Main problem is that it is the maximum price, up to 5 stars, and that happens to be the exact reason why I didn't turn in some of these excess items that I had in my inventory, because it can be a little bit difficult to know ahead of time that you need to be collecting all these items to trade in for this item to get the lost soul. And I guess that seems fair. With our purchase now done, it's now time for us to head up to the lost doll and see if we can't make her night a little bit better. And the good news is that she really never leaves out from in front of her room. At most, she might go into her room at night, but during the day, she is pretty easy to find, and usually why I try to go for her the first on the second night. You do want to be careful though, because you don't want to talk to her directly. Instead, you just want to lay the doll out for her. And as she is placated, that means we can now safely get into her room, giving us easy access to her lost soul. It is very important, though, to get in here as quickly as you possibly can, because she has a rather annoying knack of losing her doll, which will then just relock the room to you. And it is quite a lovely little room. Though, I personally think I still prefer our room even more. And that's exactly where we are going to call it a night for now, so I will see you next time.
Got to do a little better than this.
Why don't you try thinking for yourself?
You're not.
Come on now! Give it up! Throw away all them worries. Oh, it's you! Did you manage to pick up any souls? only brought me one, huh? I take it? Hey, thanks a lot. Here, I'll stamp your card for you. Hey, you don't look so good. Here, this'll fix you right up. Good luck there, buddy!